Today I'd like to recommend to you 6 unhinged summer thrillers that you should read on your summer vacation, preferably poolside. These are characters who are obsessive and morally ambiguous at best. I will say, light, fast-paced thrillers aren't typically my favorite genre. I do love a very vivid, atmospheric thriller, but I don't like very commercial thrillers usually. But these are some of the more commercial ones that I've read, and I think they can be fun for the season. So if this seems like something you would be interested in, let's talk about it. And if you don't know me, I'm Anna Yudin. I'm a horror and thriller author with a background in clinical psychology. You can find all of the links to my books in the description box below. Without further ado, let's talk about some unhinged summer thrillers. Starting off with My Husband by Maud Ventura. This is a very introspective novel about a woman who's absolutely obsessed with her husband, and we see the lengths she'll go to in order to keep him. This also has a pretty surprising twist at the end, so if you want to read about an obsessive woman's marriage, then check this one out. Then we have Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. There's actually a Netflix show based on this book. I started it, but never finished it. This book was recommended to me as a comp title for one of the books that I've written, and I can totally see why. It has multiple point of views, a picture-perfect wife, and the woman who accidentally hooked up with her husband. It's got some drama in there, some domestic discord. And spoiler alert, I'm not going to say more than this, but this is not a book where the good guy wins. This is one of those books that you shouldn't know too much about before you go into reading it, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Up next, Vladimir by Julia May Jones. A female college professor has an affair after her own husband's affairs with his students land him in hot waters. This one is also about an obsessive, lustful protagonist, but it also is kind of an interesting commentary on performative feminism. It contains very morally gray characters at best. If you like novels that just kind of leave you wondering, like, what is the message that the author is trying to send? I can't quite tell, but this seems like a social commentary. This one's good, and it also gets really unhinged in terms of its plot. The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. This one contains multiple timelines. One is in the 70s and one is in modern times. In the modern times, 2 best friends rent out this Italian villa for the summer, but a crime took place there in the 70s that they're trying to unearth. And in both of the storylines, it's about friends who are envious of each other and in secret competition. And of course, it takes place in this beautiful Italian setting, which I think makes it a really fun read for vacation in the summer. This one I actually really liked. This is 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty. And in fact, I liked her writing so much that I bought a bunch of her other books as well. This is the author whose book inspired the show Big Little Lies, if you're familiar with it. But this book contains 9 points of view, which sounds like a lot, and I mean, it is a thick book, but it's actually quite easy to track who's who because the characters are so distinct and they're so fleshed out. And I think it's really skillfully done to help us remember their different names. So these 9 people are all traveling to a luxury wellness retreat for different reasons. And like I said, I really loved the characterization of each character. I found each one of them to be highly believable. I loved the snarky internal monologues, the vivid descriptions. Overall, I think it was just a very high quality book, in my opinion. And it's a good one to read in the summer, and it gets unhinged. I realize I'm saying that about all of them, but I mean, that's like the theme of today's videos. It's unhinged summer thrillers. And then lastly is The Vacationers by Emma Straub. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I didn't like this one. I don't remember what it's about whatsoever. Not much happened. It's like about a family that goes on vacation to Mallorca, and there's some like infidelity that happened in some of the couples, but like I said, like not much happens. It's mostly just like them dialoguing with each other. But if you like family tension in a summery vacation setting, then maybe you'll enjoy this. Like I said, I can't really recommend it, but it kind of fits the theme of today. And then I cannot believe I almost forgot to mention this one, but it was in my horror bookshelf instead. Diavola by Jennifer Thorne. This was honestly my favorite one of all of them. The scapegoat of a family goes on vacation to a Tuscan villa with her family where, surprise, surprise, things get unhinged, and there is a demon in the old Italian villa that they awaken. So I'll just leave it at that. Do you have any recommendations of your own, either unhinged summer thrillers or something for Summerween? Because I have been having the hardest time getting back into reading after having a baby, and I just really need something to get me out of this reading slump. So recommendations are appreciated. Hope you're doing good, and I'll see you later.
Tell me what you need, tell me what you need, tell me what you need, tell me. Tell me,